Shalom. Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all of the praises and the glory to the Most High and His Son, Yahweh Bashmiel Shai Bashem Warakak Wadash, and double honors to the elder apostles of the great millstone that have taught us this truth, and including the elder bishops on down, and overall the Yahweh Bashmiel Shai Brakatham to the overall elect, and this your brother Laban. Now I want to cover this article over here as this reads: Drinking tap water could be putting 27 million Brits at greater risk of dementia. Now, I've always known for a while, which I think most of us have always known for a while, that drinking today's tap water, would do you a disjustice. And yet, and still, you still have people, especially those that are coming from the old school. They still drink tap water because back in the day, tap water was safe to drink. Now there was some time ago I was in the store and this woman, I haven't seen her in a long time. She's good people's. She means well, and she would always get on me about buying bottled water, and so I never really got into it as to why I do so. I'll just say some shit like, well, it's just a new generation thing, right? So that she said to me that was bullshit. That her family members for years have been drinking tap water. So, from when she said that, I know she was telling me that it ain't nothing wrong with the tap water, right? In England we have clean water. Well, over here in this article it states that it causes dementia. And again, the ones of us that don't drink tap water is because we've always known that the tap water is defiled now. All right, there's something wrong with it. It has various um, diseases that it can cause. Like, what I found out, the people that live in southeast of London, um, it's been found out that they have an E. coli in the water. And there's other stuff in the water too. There's like bleach and stuff, and it's just horrible. So usually what we would do when we go out, we would go and get our bottled water. But even at the same time, you can't really be too trustworthy of the bottled water because some of that bottled water even comes from tap water too. But if you brothers are still out there drinking that tap water, I suggest you stop right now because in the long haul, it's gonna give you problems. So if you can, you may have to spend a little bit of money just to buy you some water from the store instead. You find. I mean, like I said, can't really trust that either. But you're more safe than sound than sorry if you're drinking the tap water. All right. So as this reads over here, scientists believes around 40% of the UK's population could be at risk of dementia because of their drinking water contains low level of calcium and magnesium. A new study has claimed drinking tap water could be putting millions of the UK population at a greater risk of dementia due to low levels of minerals. Scientists believes around 40%. Yeah, I've read that already. Millions of residents who live in a softer water area could be more likely to develop the degenerative disease, as these minerals may have protective effects on the brain. This is due to the low levels that might cause pipes to corrode faster and therefore allowing toxic elements, such as lead into the body. Right. So there you go. That's why you don't want to be found drinking tap water because it has lead from the pipes. All right, especially if you live, where Jake lives at. That the water gotta be even more toxic over there. So you definitely gotta be um very well aware of that, and so that you get you some bottled water instead. You might have to spend extra money, and as I've said and I'll say it again, it's better to be safe than sorry. So what I also want to do is I want to read another article as well because you have thousands of people that have taken to the streets a while back, which they've done this before in the the ending of last year, you've had a group of people that took a stand on the street because what they found out is that there's shit in the water, mixed with their drinking water, so to speak. I think this is the same article actually, or this the same group because it says thousands of blue-clad protesters join London March for Clean Water. More than 130 organizations take part in protests demanding government action over country's sewage crises. Um, right, have also told government to stop poisoning Britain's water as they march through London, calling for action on the country's contaminated coastal waters and rivers. A coalition of more than 130 nature, environmental, and water sport organizations called supporters out onto the streets of the capital on Sunday afternoon, aiming to create the country's biggest ever protest over water. The broadcaster Chris Peckham, the actor Jim Murray or Maury, and Giles Bristow, the chief executive of the campaign group Surfers Against Sewage, led the march from Albert Embankment in Vauxhall to Parliament Square, with banners reading "Stop poisoning Britain's waterways" and "Cut the crap, save our rivers." Right, literally cut the crap. Behind them, thousands of protesters clad in blue, many of them carrying the multicolored flags of the climate activist movement Extinction Rebellion, followed dancing to samba bands and waving placards, most homemade. And people still just don't get it that placards is not going to save your life or change anything. They should have actually taken something from the Martin Luther King's protest. What did that do? That didn't stop anything. All right, now what did happen is that there was an integration with so-called blacks integrating into white society, which in all reality, who ruled over white society? Amalek. So when you integrate so-called black people into that, now these Amalekites, the government, which controls the government, they can see how black people are doing as well. Because prior before then, black so-called black people, which are really just Israelites in this case, but we call them so-called black people because most of our people don't even know the truth that they are Israelites. All right, so I'll just leave it at that. But at the time, Jake was doing their own thing. They were left to their own devices. So when Martin Luther King came on the scene, he was a vessel to bring so-called black people into the same government that the whites were under, and therefore they can be, you know, looked looked upon as well as the whites were being looked upon. All right, just bridging the gap to furthering their new world order system. So, yeah, I think I've read what I had to read on this right here. Yeah, what I want to do is I want to read the book of Psalms 31, and I'll begin by reading the first verse. Psalms 31 and verse 1. To the chief musicians, a psalm of David. In thee, O Lord, do I put my trust. Let me never be ashamed. Deliver me in thy righteousness. Bow down thine ears to me. Deliver me speedily, and be thou my strong rock for an house of defense to save me. And the key words that I'm looking at is deliver me speedily. And this is what we are all in the attitude of, is to be delivered urgently. Because the way the planet Earth is right now, and the way that we are as a people right now, we're in a state of emergency, and we need to be delivered like right here, right now, this minute. Okay? And that's why I wanted to read that scripture. I'm going to read it again. Bow down thine ears to me. Deliver me speedily. Be thou my strong rock for an house of defense to save me. And if you don't see that we need the urgency for a greater deal of a change, then you're not in the truth. You don't see nothing wrong with this world, so then that would then mean, again, you're not in the truth. All right? But if you're in the truth, you can very well clearly see that there's every little thing wrong with the way that we are in this world and the way that this world is in general. and that we're in a state of emergency and we need deliverance. We need Yahweh Shai like we need him today. Right now, this minute as you view this video, you need Yahweh Shai. All right? We can't need him enough. Psalms 40 and verse 13. Be pleased, O Lord, to deliver me. O Lord, make haste to help me. Let them be ashamed and confounded together that seek after my soul to destroy it, and let them be driven backward and put them to shame that wish me evil. Let them be desolate for reward of their shame, that say unto me, ha, ha, ha. Let all those that seek thee rejoice and be glad in thee, and let such as love thy salvation say continually, the Lord Yahweh be magnified, right? So that's just the thing. So when the Lord delivers us out of urgency, the Lord will then be magnified. His destruction and as well as his deliverance to Israel, the elect of Israel, will then magnify the Lord. And you already know those that have made it, that have been delivered and saved, you know we're going to magnify the Lord. We're going to thank him in fear and as well as in a state of rejoicing too. All right. And at that point, we can finally say, finally. All right. Matthew 24 and verse 22. And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved, but for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. Right. And this is the reason, once again, we need to be delivered urgently, because the way Esau's going about things with our water, a little things such as water, man, that our body needs, Esau's defiling that, and he's going to defile it even more so as the time progresses. You know, if we don't get out of here anytime soon, Esau might as well just prepare to dig an abundance amount of graveyards, because we're all going to be dead here. All right, and this is why we need Yahweh Shai, and as well as I speak, they've already prepared for mass death because they're getting ready to bring that in a minute. But I'm just saying, us being under this devil, and us being in the conditions that we're in, it can only but lead to death, as we're walking in the valley of the shadow of death. All right, so we need to be delivered and saved right now, right now. Right now. So that's all I have to say with this. I want to give all of the praises, and I'm going to do a topic about that as well, Lord willing. We'll see what the Spirit says on that. Yeah, so with that, I want to give all of the praises and the glory to the Most High and the Son, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Waharakak, Quadash, and double honors to the elder apostles and the elder bishops for teaching us well this word of truth, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashmiel Shai and Yahweh Bashmiel Shai Brakatham, to the 144,000 and the 130 do follow. Shalom, it's your brother Laban. Shalom.